And now a word about Fanny Kemble, best known for playing Juliet at Covent Garden and saving Covent Garden from financial ruin at a very young age. Now, Fanny Kemble was a British star, a British import. She came with her family to tour in the States, as a lot of British actors had the habit of doing in the 1800s. And the things that I would like to point out about her were actually not that related to theater. Um, there might be some other people in the world who know about Fanny Kemble, and they're not necessarily focused on the fact that she was a theater star of the time. While Fanny was in America, she got married to a plantation owner in the South, I believe in Georgia. And she lived on that plantation for a while. However, Fanny was an abolitionist, and ultimately she decided that she could no longer stomach living on a plantation with slaves, and she left her husband. Now, in the antebellum South, this was not something that you should do. In fact, any place in the Victorian era, this was not something that you should do. And so she created quite a scandal with leaving her husband. So much so that her husband did something unthinkable. He divorced her. Again, in Victorian times, especially in the antebellum South, this was a no-no. This was not something that you would do. And so she was a rather scandalous figure because she was a famous divorcee after that. She went back to England and she continued to perform until she died, I think. But one really, really great thing that Fanny Kemble left us that was not her portrayal of Juliet was her diary. Apparently, Kemble kept a very well-written, careful account of living on a slave plantation. And she published an autobiography, and her writing about living in that time sheds such an interesting light on, being the wife of a plantation owner in the South before the Civil War, that a lot of people know her because of her diary, not because of her stardom.